Hi, Susan here. Today I wanted to speak to you about the 8 forms of wealth. And it's a little bit, if you've been to coaching before, you'll have probably experienced being given the exercise, the Wheel of Life, which I've got one here. It's pretty much the wheel of business. There's a wheel of life, there's a wheel of all sorts of things. But the people that I have followed probably for the last 15 to 20 years are masters of what they have achieved in life. And you know what I love most about them is they have evolved and calmed the hell down, which is just amazing. Like, when I first came across them, I mirrored what they told me. It's like, change your habits in 30 days. And, you're going to list all these habits you're going to try and, tackle all at the same time. And then you're going to be mastering this time of thing and that type of thing. And it was just exhausting. But I've come across a few lately that have just really I don't know, they've sort of turned into that monk thing which I suppose is what a lot of the master coaches, even that I have as mentors now, have seemed to evolve to as well. Robin Sharma is one. I'm very grateful I lent into his work in January when I was struggling through that exhaustion of COVID, I've mentioned earlier in a podcast. And I was trying to find my vision again for where I was headed this year, because I have got 3 buckets of what I'm trying to work on that is me, and how am I going to actually make each of those things, get equal time so that all of them progress forward, rather than, as most of us can do, is just let one of them fall off to the side for another year. But what Robin was talking about that I found really interesting was, he said basically it's called the 8 forms of wealth. So usually a wheel of life would be the 8 areas of your life, which would be just your physical, your family, your career, and all of that type of thing. But what Robin talked about is that there's more forms of wealth than financial wealth. And so I've taken his wheel of wealth, I would call it. So the areas of life that you can become wealthy in. It's just made a change to me. I think as we evolve, we need to do something different. We need to actually go and see someone different. We need to see what's out there that you haven't done before, because you can get quite stuck. So I'll just tell you quickly what the 8 forms of wealth are. As I said, it's actually it's Robin Sharma's work. And so what he talks about is, if you could rate yourself on a score of 0 to 10, I've just got it on my screen here, so that, 0 is you're not feeling too great about it. 10 is where you would like to be, or wow is where you want to be. So say section 1 is self-mastery. How much work have you done to understand yourself and grow to your full capacity? In that understanding, what makes you tick? How do you operate, and how do you show up in the world, I suppose. So if you rate as self-mastery, the second one is your health in all kinds of ways, obviously health and well-being. The third is your family. What's your family life look like, and how would you like it to be if it was a 10? And if you can picture what 10 is in all of these and really yummy those up, it's okay, because all you got to do is keep on moving towards it. Wherever you are right now is okay where you are right now. All you're doing is stepping one step at a time forward. The next one is your craft. So how are you feeling in terms of the craft that you have? Like, to me, I'm a coach. How am I showing up in the world as a coach and developing myself in that space? And just to the consistency, the professionalism, and the systems you have in the background, all of that type of thing. And how do you deliver your service to the world? Your prosperity, so prosperity in terms of financial, obviously is there. I like the word prosperity versus wealth or finances. I think it just juices it up a little bit. What does prosperity mean to you? Is it financial freedom? Is it financial independence? Is it just being able to pay your bills and have the rent paid every single month? Your circle of genius is the next one, and that's lovely. It's a bit like that, people say, oh, who you hang around is who you become, and that's a bit of a downer. It usually makes you judge people, which isn't really appropriate. But if you could look around you and see who is your circle of genius, who are you hanging around with that inspires you and makes you think that, you're in that space of growth with them together. I think that's a really big lesson I've found over the years, that it really helps your adventure. is the seventh aspect. So, what's your sense of adventure like? I mean, COVID has pushed us down a wee bit in that space, but how do you add adventure and play and creativity into your life, and how's that fit on a scale of 0 to 10? And you might even want to divide that up into all three of those. That pie might become three little pies to go, okay, well, what am I creating? You know, how much do I play? How much fun do I have? How much magic do I create in my life? And the impact you're having on the world is item number 8. When you get to the end of your days, I do that with my clients. We look at, the lifetime goals and 10-year goals, 3-year goals, 1-year goal. But when you get to the lifetime goals, it's interesting when you actually map those out. It's about what you want to say you did do, what impact you made on the world, on people's lives. And it's just a little bit juicier way to look at the 8 areas of your life. So I thought I'd share that because to me, everything I learn, I love to be able to just share it so that someone else can benefit from it. As I said, it's Robin Sharma. You can find him all over Instagram, and I don't know if he does Facebook, but he is definitely on Instagram if you wanted to check him out. Thank you. Bye for now.